in the heart of the seemingly tranquil town of Chipping Norton, where cobblestone streets echo with the whispers of its history, an eerie mystery brews beneath its peaceful exterior. The town, a picture of serenity with its lush countryside and smiling faces, harbors secrets that only the shadows know. Imagine the quiet suburb with its cottages adorned with climbing roses, where every nod and smile conceals tales untold. Here lies the tale of Emily Turner, a devoted wife whose world turns when an innocent moment turns sinister. Behind her husband Edward's familiar smile and his friendship with Graham Sinclair lies an unthinkable fantasy that shatters her reality. This isn't just any story. It's a chilling arc of hidden desires and whispered secrets waiting to unravel. As we step into Emily's world, the serene morning walks and the friendly faces at the local cafe take on a new light. This isn't just a sleepy town. It's a place where deception lurks in the most unexpected corners. Stay with us as we peel back layers of truth and deception, revealing how Emily's discovery propels her into a labyrinth of secrets, challenging the very foundation of her trust. What Emily uncovers will change her perception of love and friendship forever. This is a story of unraveling truths and the unexpected courage it takes to confront them. Are you ready to delve into the heart of Chipping Norton and witness the revelations that await? Emily Turner, a woman whose intelligence and keen observation set her apart, navigates life in the tight-knit community of Chipping Norton with grace and poise. Her days are marked by a comforting routine that involves morning strolls through the cobbled streets, smiles exchanged with familiar faces at the local bakery, and quiet evenings spent in the quaint company of her books and thoughts. To those around her, Emily is a beacon of warmth and dedication, embodying the essence of a devoted partner. Her marriage to Edward, a union seemingly built on mutual respect and affection, is a cornerstone of her life. However, beneath the surface of this idyllic facade, Emily possesses an inquisitive mind that often wanders beyond the ordinary. Her perceptive nature, though gentle, picks up on subtleties others might overlook, allowing her to weave together the tapestry of her community's unspoken stories. To Emily, Edward is not only her husband, but also a steadfast companion, a man whose familiar routines bring a sense of stability to her world, and his best friend, Graham Sinclair, is a constant presence in their lives, a figure whose camaraderie with Edward seems both comforting and uncomplicated. Yet, as Emily begins to delve deeper into the bonds that tether her to her husband and his friend, her initial perceptions shift, and she finds herself drawn into a mystery that challenges her emotional and situational ties, unraveling the very threads of trust she once held dear. In a town where appearances are everything, Emily's journey is about to test the limits of her courage and her capacity for understanding, as she stands on the brink of discoveries that will forever alter her view of love, friendship, and the secrets that bind. Edward Collier, a man of gentle demeanor and thoughtful charm, has always been the kind of husband who effortlessly wins the admiration of those around him. His steadfast nature and the easy laughter he shares with Graham Sinclair, his childhood friend, create an image of unwavering companionship. Their friendship, forged in the shadows of schoolyard games and adolescent dreams, has matured into a bond that seems unbreakable. Yet beneath the surface of this seemingly innocuous friendship lies a complexity that only the most discerning eye could perceive. Graham's presence in Edward's life is reminiscent of a brother, someone who shares secrets and knows the intimate corners of his soul. However, it's the subtle glances, and the occasional unfinished sentences that suggest an undercurrent of something less straightforward. Is Graham merely the devoted friend he appears to be, or does he harbor motives that intertwine darkly with Edward's own mysteries? In the periphery of their lives looms Marjorie, the ever-watchful neighbor, whose curious nature could be endearing were it not for her uncanny ability to appear at precisely the wrong moment. Her motives remain cloudy. Could her constant prying be driven by genuine concern, or does she have her own reasons to delve into the couple's affairs? Then there's Sophie, a colleague of Edward's, whose professional relationship with him raises questions as their interactions become fodder for whispers. Her poised demeanor hides layers of ambition and intrigue, leaving Emily to wonder if Sophie's connection to her husband is purely professional or if there are deeper currents at play. With these characters interwoven into the fabric of Emily's life, the mystery deepens, each individual potentially obscuring a secret that could unravel the delicate tapestry of trust she once held dear. The suspense lingers as Emily navigates this web of relationships, seeking to answer the question, who among them conceals the truth that will ultimately shatter the illusion of her peaceful world? Chipping Norton, nestled in the tranquil embrace of lush meadows and rolling hills, is a town that appears straight out of a picturesque postcard. The cobblestone streets weave their way through the heart of this small community, each stone echoing with the footfalls of history. Quaint cottages line the roads like guardians of nostalgia, their walls draped with ivy and roses that bloom with a vividness only rivaled by the whispering winds. This idyllic facade paints a picture of serenity, where life moves at a pace so gentle it seems untouched by the chaos of the outside world. Yet, beneath this serene exterior, a tapestry of secrets is tightly woven into the fabric of everyday life. The townsfolk greet each other with smiles, and the warmth in their greetings belies the subtle vigilance in their eyes. It's a place where the echoes of laughter in cozy tea rooms blend with the hushed conversations shared over garden fences. But make no mistake, Chipping Norton, for all its charm, is a living organism where everyone seems to know each other's business, and yet the most profound secrets remain artfully concealed. The rolling countryside that envelops the town is both a refuge and a hiding place, its sprawling fields and clustering woods offering sanctuary to secrets that do not wish to be found. Here, in this enchanting corner of the world, relationships are as intricate as the footpaths that connect the cottages. The hills stand as silent witnesses to the complexities of the human heart, where friendships are nurtured but can also wither under the weight of untold truths. In the quiet moments when the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows across the cobbled lanes, the true essence of Chipping Norton emerges, a place where the past and present intertwine, and the delicate balance between appearances and reality is constantly in flux. This town, with its picturesque charm and undercurrents of intrigue, is the perfect stage for Emily Turner's journey of discovery, where one must look beyond the surface to uncover the hidden mysteries that shape the lives of those who call this place home. In an unanticipated twist of fate, Emily finds herself alone in the cozy setting of their shared living room, the usual hum of activity now replaced by an unusual stillness. Her eyes drift to Edward's phone, innocently left on the end table, its screen glowing softly with incoming messages. Curiosity, a familiar companion, tugs at her, urging her to glance, a decision more instinctive than premeditated. As she picks up the phone, the texts become a window into an unexpected dimension of her life. Her heart pounds a dissonant rhythm as she reads the conversation between Edward and Graham. The words, seemingly innocent, yet dripping with subtext, weave together a tapestry of ambiguity and suggestion. Flashes of humor, playful jabs, and cryptic references paint a picture that is both familiar and frighteningly foreign. In the solitude of the moment, Emily's world tilts, her steady ground suddenly shaky. The messages imply connections, shared experiences, and an intimacy that transcends mere friendship. Phrases linger in her mind, taunts at the edges of comprehension, hinting at truths unspoken and realities unimagined. The air feels heavier, oppressive with uncertainty, as she grapples with the implications. Here, nestled within the comfort of their home, she's confronted with the shadows of a truth previously hidden. This revelation is not just a whisper of betrayal, but a siren call to deeper mysteries. Her emotions whirl, a potent mix of disbelief, betrayal, and the aching need for understanding. In that silent room, Emily's discovery propels her forward into a confrontation with the unknown, where every word is a step closer to unraveling the complex tapestry of her life. With each text, the facade of normalcy peels away, revealing a narrative infinitely more complex and compelling than she ever imagined. This pivotal moment transcends the simplicity of shock, becoming the catalyst for a journey that will test the boundaries of her perception, her trust, and her courage to confront the shadows lurking in her reality. The investigation begins with Emily, driven by an insatiable need to understand the shadowy narrative unfolding before her. Her resolve is cloaked in quiet determination as she steps out into the familiar yet suddenly enigmatic streets of Chipping Norton. Her first stop is the local pub, a place where laughter and stories mingle with the clinking of glasses. Here, Emily adopts a new guise, blending in with the crowd as she engages in seemingly casual conversations. Her inquiries are delicate, each word carefully chosen to unravel the tapestry without drawing undue attention. She nods to familiar faces, her eyes flicking over the room, catching the subtle exchange of glances between patrons that suggest unspoken stories. Her questions, draped in casual curiosity, elicit responses that dance around the truth, leaving her to piece together the whispers of speculation that linger in the air like the smoke above. Emily's journey extends to the bustling local market, where the vibrant chatter is a symphony of daily life. Here, she navigates the sea of vendors and buyers, her ears attuned to the undercurrent of gossip that flows like an invisible river through the stalls. Her steps are light, her demeanor unassuming, as she listens to the snatches of conversation that pass between the market-goers. She picks up fragments of sentences, bits of information that hint at connections and relationships more complex than they appear. As she exchanges pleasantries over fresh produce and handcrafted goods, Emily's sharp mind sifts through the layers of chatter, seeking the elusive truth hidden beneath the surface. Her investigation is not without its challenges, as the trails she follows often lead to dead ends or fade into ambiguity. But each encounter, every whispered word, fuels her quest. In every corner, behind every smile, she senses the weight of hidden truths just beyond her grasp, waiting to be unveiled. As Emily delves deeper into the heart of the town, she realizes that this journey will require patience and tenacity, challenging her to trust her instincts and her courage to continue the pursuit of truth in a world where appearances are deceiving and every answer seems to raise more questions. As Emily delves deeper into the enigmatic layers of the relationship between Edward and Graham, each passing moment unravels a web of truths that are as bewildering as they are illuminating. Her quest for understanding leads her to old photographs tucked away in forgotten albums and letters that speak in hushed tones of a shared past, a history entwined with secrets and unfulfilled desires. Every discovery sheds light on facets of their lives previously cloaked in shadow. Yet with each answer, new questions arise. Emily's growing suspicion begins to crystallize as she discerns the peculiar nuances in the exchanges between the two men. It becomes increasingly clear that their bond, so long perceived as brotherly, harbors complexities far beyond her initial understanding. These newfound insights hint at shared experiences and emotions that skirt the edge of what she knows, leaving her to wonder what kind of truth lies buried beneath their camaraderie. As fragments of their personal journeys weave together, they form a narrative that challenges the simplicity of mere friendship. It is in the small, telling details, the lingering glances, the cryptic nods, the words left unsaid, that Emily perceives the depth of their connection. With each piece of the puzzle that she uncovers, a portrait emerges that defies the boundaries of conventional relationships, stirring within her a mixture of disbelief and empathy. Her search for clarity is fraught with the realization that the more she uncovers, the more intricate the story becomes. It is a path lined with revelations that lay bare not only the truth about Edward and Graham, but also about the desires and dreams that have long been hidden from plain view. This journey into the depths of human intimacy and complexity tests Emily's resolve, forcing her to confront the delicate dance of trust and deception that has been the undercurrent of her life. As she stands on the precipice of understanding, she prepares to face the realities that will forever alter her perception of love, fidelity, and the fragile nature of the human heart. The confrontation unfurls in the dim light of their living room, a place once filled with laughter, now heavy with unspoken truths. Emily stands across from Edward, her gaze unwavering, a blend of disbelief and determination. The air between them crackles with tension, each word a stepping stone across a chasm of mistrust. Edward, Emily's voice trembles, yet holds a steely resolve. There are things I've discovered, things that alter everything I thought we were. Her words hang in the air, a challenge and a plea. Edward's eyes search hers, a flicker of defensiveness mixed with fear. Emily, it's not what you think, he begins, voice laced with desperation. But she stops him, her hand raised, the weight of her discovery propelling her forward. I've seen the messages, she replies, a note of betrayal cutting through. The moments you shared with Graham, those were not just friendly exchanges. There's something more, isn't there? His silence speaks volumes, a pause that stretches into eternity. Edward looks away, gathering courage from unseen corners of his heart. I'm sorry, he finally whispers, the confession slipping through the cracks of his carefully constructed facade. Graham and it's complicated, Emily. It was never meant to hurt you. Her heart breaks anew, torn between the man she loves and the revelations that threaten to destroy their bond. Complicated. She echoes the word heavy with disbelief. Edward, you owe me the truth. Why hide this from me? His shoulders slump, the weight of his hidden life a burden now shared. I was afraid, he admits, voice barely above a whisper. Afraid of what you'd think, of losing everything we've built. In that moment, vulnerability lays bare the raw intricacies of their relationship, a lifetime of love and secrets colliding in the space of heartbeats. Edward's admission, tinged with regret, is a fragile bridge across the divide between them. Despite the pain, Emily seeks clarity in his eyes, searching for a shred of the man she knew. "I deserve to understand," she insists, determination sparking in her words. "You couldn't trust me enough to share this with Graham, of all people." In the silence that follows, they confront the delicate balance of their shared history and the unforeseen paths their lives have taken. It's a moment that hinges on honesty, testing the limits of their love and the resilience of the human heart to forgive. As the evening deepens, they stand at a crossroads, their next steps uncertain, yet full of the potential for healing or heartbreak. Edward's confession comes in waves, each admission scraping against the edges of his conscience. In the dimness of their living room, he speaks with a hesitance shaped by years of secrets, his voice a fragile thread weaving through the stillness. "Emily, there's something I need to say, something that's been difficult to admit, even to myself." He pauses, gathering fragments of courage like scattered leaves, then continues. "Graham and I, we share something that defies the conventional boundaries of friendship. It's not just about companionship. It's a shared fantasy, a world where reality and desire blur together." As the words spill forth, he cautiously reveals a side of himself he's long concealed, a side that yearns for the thrill of the forbidden while trapped in the mundanity of everyday life. "I never intended for it to reach this point, Emily. It was an escape, a way to explore parts of myself that seemed to have no place in our marriage. But I see now that this fantasy, as liberating as it felt, has woven a tangled web that caught us both." His eyes, heavy with remorse, search for understanding as he lays bare the allure that drew him into Graham's orbit, an unspoken allure of sharing not just thoughts, but fragments of identity. The room echoes with the weight of his confession, and Emily listens, caught between shock and a dawning comprehension of a complexity she never imagined. "I convinced myself it was harmless," Edward admits, his voice laced with regret, "that indulging in this fantasy with Graham wouldn't affect what you and I have. But I see now it was naive, a betrayal of the trust that underpins our love." He looks up, vulnerability etched into every line of his face, and pleads for her understanding. "I never wanted to hurt you, Emily. It was a part of my identity I didn't know how to reconcile with the life we built together." As he speaks, Edward lays out the conflict between his desires and his duties, the chasm between the identity he presents and the one lurking beneath. This revelation challenges not only Emily, but also the viewer, inviting an exploration into the complexities of human desire and the fragility of trust. The narrative deepens, and within it lies a call to question where the boundaries of fidelity truly lie. Through Edward's confession, we glimpse the tangled heart of human longing and the moral labyrinth that accompanies it, leaving us to ponder the dichotomy of love and the hidden shadows that every relationship conceals. Graham's perspective offers a window into the complexity of the situation, casting light on the shadowy contours of his relationship with Edward. To outsiders, Graham appears as a steadfast friend, a reliable confidant with no apparent agenda. Yet beneath this veneer lies a nuanced role that straddles the line between ally and provocateur. As Edward's childhood companion, Graham has long been privy to the dreams, fears, and desires that Edward kept hidden from the world. Over the years, this shared history forged an unspoken understanding, a bond seemingly impenetrable. However, the reality is far from black and white. Graham's motivations are layered, not easily discernible. On one hand, he embodies the archetype of a loyal friend, offering a sanctuary where Edward's fantasies could unfold free from judgment. Yet on the other, there's a whisper of something more deliberate, a willingness to engage in and amplify Edward's hidden desires, fueling the very fantasies that threaten to unravel their lives. Is Graham merely a participant drawn into a shared dream, or does he actively nurture this parallel existence, finding in Edward a reflection of his own unvoiced yearnings? As Emily digs deeper, she encounters subtle hints that suggest Graham's involvement isn't as passive as it seems. There are moments laced with ambiguity where his influence steers the narrative, shaping the contours of Edward's secret world. It's not just about friendship, it's about the allure of an alternate reality, where Graham's role morphs from supporter to enabler, blurring the boundaries of loyalty. As she pieces together the puzzle of their interactions, Emily grapples with the unsettling possibility that Graham's intentions may be more self-serving than she'd imagined. His presence, once viewed through the lens of camaraderie, now takes on an ominous hue, hinting at a darker dynamic where friendship becomes a tool wielded with precision. In dissecting Graham's motivations, the narrative shifts, inviting viewers to question the true nature of his involvement. Is he an innocent caught in the whirlwind of Edward's fantasies, or does he hold the reins, guiding the course with a deft hand? As the story unfolds, the line between friend and foe becomes ever more indistinct, leaving Emily and us to ponder whether Graham is a partner in crime or simply a mirror reflecting Edward's unfiltered desires. In this complex dance of human relationships, the truth remains elusive, courting speculation and challenging the very essence of trust. As the dust settles from the whirlwind of revelations, Emily finds herself standing amidst the emotional wreckage left in the wake of her journey. The once clear lines of her life now blur, forcing her to navigate a complex landscape where trust has been tested and love redefined. The aftermath of her discoveries leaves indelible marks on each character, reshaping their lives in ways they couldn't have anticipated. For Emily, the path forward is fraught with questions as she grapples with the nature of forgiveness, not just for Edward and Graham, but for herself. She must confront the extent of her own heart's resilience, determining whether the bonds of love are strong enough to withstand the tremors of betrayal. Her journey becomes one of introspection, exploring the depths of her capacity to heal and rebuild the trust that once came so easily. Edward, on the other hand, emerges with an altered sense of self-awareness. His confession has stripped away the layers of pretense, leaving him vulnerable yet strangely liberated. He must face the consequences of his choices, understanding that the fantasies he indulged in with Graham have now cast long shadows over his marriage. In seeking redemption, Edward embarks on a quest to redefine his identity and reconcile his past actions with the person he hopes to become. As for Graham, the events force him to confront his own motivations, challenging the facade of loyalty he presented. His role, once seen as merely supportive, now demands a deeper examination of the boundaries he willingly crossed. In the reflection of these unfolding truths, Graham must acknowledge his own part in weaving the intricate tapestry of deception that ensnared them all. Amidst this emotional upheaval, the core truths of their relationships emerge, laid bare by the relentless peeling back of layers. The themes of trust and betrayal loom large, yet so too does the potential for forgiveness, a fragile yet tenacious thread that weaves through their intertwined lives. Emily, Edward, and Graham each stand at a crossroads, their next steps colored by the choices they make in the shadow of forgiveness. Ultimately, this journey has been about more than uncovering hidden desires. It's a profound exploration of the human heart's capacity for understanding and redemption. The mystery that enveloped their lives transforms into a testament to resilience, illustrating that even in the darkest of times, the light of truth offers a path to healing and newfound connections. As Emily contemplates the future, she does so with a renewed sense of clarity, aware that the path to closure is not uncharted, but merely waiting to be walked with courage and grace. In conclusion, the story of Emily, Edward, and Graham illuminates the dichotomy between the public personas we present and the private desires that often dwell in shadowed corners of our lives. It's a tale that underscores the complexity of trust, where the boundaries between truth and deceit blur, challenging the very fabric of what we hold to be real. As we reflect on their journey, we're reminded of the often unseen layers that underpin our relationships and the courage it takes to confront the secrets that lie beneath. The revelation of Edward's hidden world with Graham serves as a poignant reminder that our innermost desires can sometimes lead us down paths fraught with both liberation and betrayal. It invites us to question the very nature of fidelity, the intricacies of human connection, and the persistent tug of unspoken dreams. As you ponder this narrative, we invite you to weigh the moral intricacies presented, considering the balance between the heart's yearnings and the commitments we make. Let this story linger in your thoughts, encouraging a deeper exploration into the realms of trust and truth. In our own lives, may we find the bravery to face the concealed aspects of our identities and navigate the delicate dance of love and understanding with grace. We hope this tale of mystery and revelation not only captivates your imagination, but also inspires a closer introspection of the unseen dynamics that shape our human experience. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the heart of Chipping Norton, where the facade of serenity hides the most profound truths, waiting patiently to be discovered. If you enjoyed this story, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another captivating tale. Keep exploring the shadows, as you never know what truths await you just beyond the light.